Hi everyone, thank you for joining my channel. This is some 12 pro tips for the game for new players. If any of this information do help you in any way playing the game, please leave a like and follow for future videos. I will try to get better on my videos. But here we go. Let's go ahead and start. Okay, the first one will be out here in the field. Um, so in the map, as you travel throughout the world, you will be finding spots like this that you can be able to basically create your camp, your outdoor camps. As you start off, you have three camps. The first one is going to be your main base here, and then two camps you can put out in the world. One could be here, another one could be out there, and then after you end up having your main camp, your base camp is this one. And after that, you have one more camp that you can set up anywhere. And that's at the beginning. You're like I said, you can have two out, in the open world camp, plus the third one will be this one. As you progress through the story, you will end up having up to five. Instead of two out there, you will have up to five out there, not including your base one. But let's go here. If you do go out in the world to look for a camp, there are a couple of things you need to look out for. Your character is gonna basically tell you we can make a camp there, or your cat, or your palico will kind of announce it. The other one is you will notice those butterflies here in the background. You will know those back there. You will notice this butterfly here in the background. So as you can see, you see the little highlight. That's where you can set up your camp. Okay, let's get off our mount. So if you go to your right bottom corner on the screen, you can look for your camping kit. Press X, and then you'll be able to set it up. As you notice, it says dangerous. That means the monster could pass through this area, and if they do, they can actually destroy your camp, and then you have to rebuild it. So just remember and just look out for this. There's some section that's gonna say safe or insecure. Insecure is almost like safe, but it's a half-half. It's like 50-50. This one is probably guaranteed it's gonna get destroyed most of the time, and you have to rebuild it. And they cost hunter point or guild point. So every time you have to create this or rebuild it, it's gonna be some guild point that you have to waste. So you have to make sure you have enough guild point that you're not wasting on just making these.
Please don't.
Just wait. I'll fix it up good as new.
Here's one thing that I do kind of found funny. If you try to build a camp, as you can see right here, you can see it, and if you have your character to stand right on the same spot that where the camp is going to be built, most people may or may not notice. I was playing with my friend and this happened to him, and I was laughing because I didn't want to tell him this was going to happen. But if you set up the camp, it's going to land right on your head and send you flying. So it's kind of funny. So if you do have a friend who want to set up a camp, don't tell them. Just let them get smashed. It's hilarious. And when you come to this guy right here,
Always happy to take.
he basically will be able to allow you to remove it, as you can see, or you can edit it.
Ready,
And this way you can kind of customize the way the tent looks, as you can see. And almost like you do with your character, like you customize your character. The other one, you can also set up what you can put around the camp, what you prefer. And that's how your camp is gonna be looking outside from now on.
Ooh,
See?
stylish.
It looks pretty cool. But I do not recommend having this camp here. So I'm gonna remove it.
Want that pop-up camp packed up? Yeah.
Okay. The other one will be the easiest way how to set up your camp. Let's go back to the main base. On the main base, you have this person here. Your support desk. Your support desk will pretty much will have you give you access to where you can set up your camp. If you want to remove it, destroy it, it's the same thing. Instead of going out there, if you already found some of those places but you did not put the camp out there, and you want to add the camp, so this is the easiest way. As you can see, you find manage camp or manage pop-up camps. Just go there, and then you can select your map depending where in the world you want to put it, where in, you know, which biome you want to do. So we're in this biome here, so we're gonna do this. And as you come here, you can actually see if they're secure, maybe they're safe, insecure, or dangerous. So you can go ahead and pick and choose where you want to set it up. Like this one is dangerous, so I can go ahead and remove it if I want to from here, but I don't want to do that. Or I can go ahead and make one here. It's up to you. So you can see, just look for where you want to set it up. Like this one, you see like the oasis got destroyed, but it's gonna get rebuilt in 3 minutes. Or if I click it, I can go ahead and repair it right now. See? And it's done. It's already built. So you can kind of do all this from this person instead of going out in the world and running around and trying to find the spot again and trying to set it up. You can kind of already, your character already kind of find those spots anyway. So he said, oh, that's a good spot for camping. Guess what? It's already, he already marked it with this little thing in the map, as you can see right here. So those spots are already been marked. Every time you find one, your character will notice it, or your cat, and then automatically they kind of mark it in their map. So this way you can come here and do this the quickest way. I did not pay attention before, and I do recommend it. You can use it to your advantage when you're going out to fight monsters. And the second tip will be the luring pod. So the luring pod will be this. You're gonna be able to lure monsters towards, let's say you need to fight a specific monster. Let's say this one. So you're gonna fight this monster, but you notice there is this monster who's real close by. So what you could do, let's say, let's do this. Let's do the other way around. So this monster here, we're gonna go to this one. I'm gonna mark it. When I'm waiting for my secret, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot it. And now he has I got his attention. Oh, right. Now let's go over there. He's gonna follow me. So we can use it. Oh, our monster is gone. So in this case, I have nobody. Let's take a look at my map. See if I can find another one. Go there. And here our monster's coming. So I got his attention. Boom, they're gonna fight each other now. And that's how you use the luring pod. Next is, as I just kind of do like a quick demonstration, will be the fast traveling. Using your map, here on the bottom left corner, you press left or right on your D-pad, and you choose your whichever base you want to go to. So I'm going to do the main base, and this is the way you can do fast traveling. And the same thing, you can travel to any of your base instead of getting on your secret and start running around long distance. And based on the map, just because we were there, let's open it again. You come here again, and this is really good to use. I use this all the time, especially if I'm trying to find a specific material. So let's say I'm looking for something specifically. Or you can see like specific animal that I want to capture or kill or whatever. Like you can collect this stuff using your net. But let's say this is what I'm looking for because I need to use this for a recipe to build something. So I don't know where it is, and I need like maybe 1 or 2. So now I can set up a waypoint to it, and then just call up my secret, pressing up on my D-pad, and just let it ride over there. And I can see it's already marked here. You can kind of see like a little glow, and just ride that way. That's pretty much the best thing about this down here. It's just things that you're looking for, they're all gonna be marked here. So this is gonna be a lot of things within the world. There's sometimes you also need to change the season to find certain material. Not every material is gonna be available all the time. Some material will be available on a specific season. And if not sure what do I mean, do I mean by the season, will be this. When you go here to your camp and you go rest. When you rest, you want to change your environment, and this is like the season: plenty, follow, or inclemency. And then after you select one of these, you select if you want morning, day, evening, or night. This is how you can kind of pass time. Certain things will spawn a certain time, a certain day, or a certain, season. So you got those 3 specific seasons that you can change into. Tip number 4 will be environment traps. So as you fight an enemy, you will be noticing certain things that can actually help you trap a monster. And they're usually going to be in the environment. Depending which environment you're in, just pay attention to your surrounding, because the game has a lot of things that will help you fight a monster. So you heard the Palico say natural trap. So what he meant is this. You can see vine trap. So you drop this down as you fight a monster, and the monster will get trapped here. And you can use this to do as much damage or DPS to the monsters as possible. Also, there are a couple of other trees that may have it, like you can see one here in the distance. Right there, the little thing coming down. That's one. And then be another one someplace else. But just pay attention to things like that. This other area in the game, especially here, they have traps. For example, like this one right here in front of us. We see that little dark spot. When we get closer, you're gonna see, then I can press it and drop the rocks on top of the enemy.
How about the materials I gathered in your item box?
So this is another trap. And there are gonna be all the areas here. They're gonna have things like that. So that's tip number 4. The tip number 5 will be your custom radio. So if you press your left bumper, you're gonna see this circle right here. So with your right stick, you can kind of, select what you want. You press up, left, or right, or down, and you can see what you want. Also, you got, to to the side of the top left, like little corners. So you have 8 of them instead of 4. Right now, I'm only using 4. Up, down, left, and right. That's what I'm using. So the best way to customize this is going to your base. You go to your base, and the way to customize it, you can see right here. Customize radio menu. So from here, you can select whichever. Like this one will be the corners. They're not selected, but this is your up. And if I'm not mistaken, this is your down, then your left or right. Oh, I think this is down, sorry. So, and then you can select each. Let's see, this one may have it empty. Select an empty spot, and you can select whatever you want. What you want to put in whichever, and you can call it, you can change their name, and you can then have to register. The best thing to do, basically go to here, second tab, where you see the armor with the wet sword, and then go to loadout. So in loadout, you go to loadout item pouch right on top, and you register your items, your loadout for your pouch. So this way, if you need to refill all your items again, you just basically select it, and boom, everything get refilled. So basically, come in, go there, boom, 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 and that's it. Reload everything, and then you're good to go. Also, right in the camp, I do this every time when I go to a fight. I need to kill a monster or catch a monster. Always do grill a meal. You can do the recommendation. Always cook one every time. As soon as you finish a fight, then you go to another one, cook another one. That look pretty good. And that will be tip also number 6. All right. Tip number 7 would be basically maneuvering your Seikret, your bird, or your mount. So as you maneuver, you kind of get some of the basic. You can kind of do things like this. You know, moving around. Your Seikret usually will do all the movement, all the driving out in auto, and sometimes you might not like it. So basically, hit the right trigger to slow it down or stop it, and then use just your left stick. Just kind of move up a little. And if you want to fall, just have basically press B on your Xbox controller, so your Seikret can kind of decide to basically jump, and then press the right trigger, and then you'll be gliding. So I had a friend of mine, basically, we were playing, and he had no idea that you can make your Seikret glide. So I decided to mention it on this tip. Tip number 8 is gonna be shock traps. So shock traps, you can make them. You can actually create them as you in your crafting list here. As you can see, this is what you need: 2 traps and 2 thunderbug capacitator. But if you don't have them, and let's say you need them, just the traps itself, you're gonna bump into a specific set of bugs. They are gonna be like the flash bugs, but they're not the flash bugs. Okay, now as you can see, this is the flies that I was mentioning. They are basically the great thunderbugs. The great thunderbugs, basically, if you use your capture net, you'll be able to get a free shock trap. For example, if you can see, I only have a pitfall trap left available. So let's go and catch this. If you look, shock trap, and now I got a shock trap, and I can use it. So if you need a shock trap, and that will be a quick and free way of getting one without you building or looking for the materials or going back to your base to get one. So if you're in the world and you miss a shock trap and you see that, boom, you're good to go. Tip number 9 is pausing your game. If you're in single player, this only works for single player game. Doesn't work for any other mode in the game, only single player. So in single player, you're in the middle of a fight with a monster, you need to take a break because you need to use the restroom, or you're or someone is calling you, or your mom is telling you she needs you to wants you to throw out the garbage, and you don't want to stop the fight, but now you can. So, if you press the pause menu and you go to the last tab, as you can see here, you're gonna see pause game. Now your game is paused. No sound, no nothing. Everything is frozen in time. Then if you press B on your controller or your Xbox controller, for example, that's what I'm using for the PC game, then you continue, you resume the game. But let's say you want to make it quicker. You don't want to just do this and then look for this, because you may be somewhere here and you got to tap all the way down here. If you don't feel a little too lazy, what you could do on your radio thing, you can set up a shortcut. If you know where it is, there you go. Boom, it's done. This way you can get your health, get your buff, do whatever else, and boom, pause the game and walk away, and then come right back and continue your game afterwards. You could walk away for 2 hours, 3 hours. Your game will be waiting for you, unless you get a power outage. Okay. Here I'm going to show you how to add the pause menu option into your custom radio menu here. So let's go here and let's just select one of these here. I have it here, and let's do this empty spot. So when you come here, you basically go to the last tab right there, and then it's gonna be right here in the bottom. You just select it. You can see it's added. Now you can get out, and if you bring your radio up, it's right there. Right there. So I have 2 of them now, and that's how you add it. So you can have as a shortcut. All right. Tip number 10: fishing. All right. So fishing, you can do the old school way of fishing. You use the fishing rod, and you can do it that way. Or if you want to be lazy, then you can do it like me. This is quick and easy. You can actually farm for guild points this way. They kind of did like a patch. I kind of got rid of most of that glitch. That is not a glitch, that farming, but you can still do some of it. If you're in a palm that has fish like this, basically switch over to your capturing net, and if you see a fish that you want, just capture it, and you can still use it. And if they're multiple together, capture multiple together. See? And you're still getting your fish, you get your points,
More plentiful flora,
but they
brings with it
work.
more methods for
And you
recovery.
can use those fish to cooking,
I'll check
stuff
our
like that.
supplies.
But at least
Yeah,
that's a quick
thanks.
way to fish instead of using the fishing rod. It's gonna take a minute. Okay. Tip number 11 is this one you're not gonna be able to do until you get further into the game. That will be into like high rank. So you're gonna be able to wear any armor you want, but you can change the appearance of your armor. So for example, let's start from here. So for example, when you go to this menu, you have to be in your camp. So when you're in the menu, you just go to the last tab, and then you see equipment, appearance. So from here, if you don't want the helmet, for example, like I do, I don't like the helmet, I can just block it out and just show my face, and then you can change colors. Here, you can select what you want and make your armor look to whatever design you may like. See, the hell, it's not gonna show because I have it blocked, but this is how you can change your character look. If you want to do a combination, different things, you can do that. Do a combination of different looks. Let's see. Different chest piece. Can do that. If that's what you want. Perfect. And the color is gonna be based from here. So when you press right, you can be able to highlight your colors. Let's see, for example, pink color. Oh, that's not doing much. Main color. Let's do the main one. Here, let's go. We'll go yellow. See that very yellow color here. Then you can kind of do like a quick save. Oh, the recent colors you can look or want to add. You're noticing some changes here is happening. And that's because of the second one. The same thing here. You kind of get the idea. This is the belt. It's changing colors. You get the idea. So this is where you can change your armor look. Tip number 12. How to beat, or how to survive, should I say, otherwise, how to survive Jin Dahaad. So Jin Dahaad is this big, long lizard dragon. As you can see right ahead, he has this nuclear explosion that he does at the 3rd phase and also on the 4th phase if you go that far. But the first time you encounter, you only got to go to 1, 2, and 3. The 3rd one is the last phase, but when you had to beat him, kill him for real, then you got 4 phases. So it's surviving that 3rd phase. I had to farm a lot to kind of beat him. I made a video in the past about it, actually a couple of days ago. But this time it just to re-add it here as a tip of what to look for. But here it will be, I'm gonna skip this whole fight until we get to that section. All right, see you then. Okay, we are in phase 3. So the first time that I fought him, I did not notice about this little floating pillars that you can use to protect yourself, but you're gonna see in just a second. Alright, that's the nuclear bomb. And this is what you needed to do. Block yourself with this thing. If you do that, then you survive. And that's all the tips that I have. So 12 tips for new players, and maybe some tips for some seasoned players. Things that they may not know, but I think if you're really far in your game, you probably already know this. You already know some of this already. But this is going to be mostly for new players. All right. Thank you for joining. If you do like the video, and if any of this information or tips actually did help you at all in any shape or form, please try to like or subscribe for future videos. And again, thank you for joining, and thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.